vertical to the horizontal, and that way I can show you things. So if you're on a TV, you can see things a lot better. That way, versus the vertical, which just compresses everything down. But we are going to try to do both each week. So we'll start off with the vertical and head to the horizontal. So that should work out pretty good. So we'll give it a second here as people drift back on, and we'll see how it goes. But like I said, this is going to be a very long one anyway. Next week we will do a work session with the ballast on the track. I've never worked with N-scale ballasting before, so I've done HO, been no problems there. So I will, I'll have to figure out how to do the ballasting. It'll be a learning process of scale, of how to make it look right with scale. So, all right, so we're back. So I will pick up the camera in a little bit, and we will show everything that's going on that we've done here. Just a little bit. It'll just be a recap of the vertical that we did, but this way, if you're on a TV, you'll be able to see it all the same, better. See the same thing we did, but better. So we'll just review. A little tired. We got snow here. A lot of people in the Midwest did. We picked up about a foot of snow, plus Thanksgiving being here, so I did not get a whole bunch done. We were either shoveling outside or we were doing things for the holidays. So not a lot happened, but now that it's over with and Gabe's week is finally done, this is his last week for the semester for college, and once he's wrapped up with that, we'll be going crazy on doing all our 3D printing, and you're going to see this thing expand pretty rapidly for the next about 6-8 months. And we'll be having this thing pretty well wrapping up here pretty soon. So because this is not taking any time to do any of the scenery, and this is all mostly going to be concrete up here, so it'll mostly just be putting down styrene and painting up the concrete and roadways and things and all that. So it's not going to take too much to wrap up this this top section. I got to move the shelf. Oh, well, good. Somebody's back. Glad you're back. So, but like I said, I'll be showing you everything in the horizontal now. So if you're on a bigger screen, it'll just make things a lot easier to see. So we will be going to get rid of this shelf over here. That's going up. This one's going to go up higher, so we've got the room. So we should be getting to the point of, once we get the buildings that we want printed and done in place, we should be able to wrap this top part up here pretty fast. I've got the styrene all set aside that I'm going to use to create the block systems, roadway block systems. So it should go pretty quick. So we will we'll be getting to that. I've got to get this wall finished right here. That's the one we had the issue with. We talked about last time that all the paint bubbled because I was just in a hurry and I just really pushed it fast, and I knew it was going to happen, and it did. So I'm going to have to strip that and redo that, but that's not that big a deal. We should have this by the time we get to next week's live that we're going to do the work on. Like I said, we're going to be doing the ballasting. Like I said, I've never done N-scale ballasting before, so I'm sure it's going to be a test of patience and really working it in there and trying to figure it out. And I've got the tools for it. I've scaled them down to make them smaller points for what I need to do. So it should work pretty good.
Josh asked if you're going to put in any tunnels.
Tunnels. Okay. Yes. Well, they'll look like tunnels. We're probably over here because there will be a mountain in the corner. It's not going to come out very far, just far enough for the elevated track to run along like a ledge with more of the rock below. And when it comes out over here, I have to create, over here is going to be some more mountain parts. And where I've got to have the pink level come in over here, there'll be some tunnels right over here like they're coming through the mountains. So there will be a tunnel right over here, and probably a small tunnel right over here of some sort, where the mountain will come out and probably cover some of the elevated track right in there. So yeah, we will have some tunnels going along with some bridges up over here. I've got a bridge right here. I don't know if I've shown this or not. This is a 3D printed bridge that we did. You can see all the weathering that I've done on it. It came out really good. It's a small bridge, single track, so it might look nice sitting back in the corner, back over there. Now that I'm getting my lighting all figured out, I'm getting enough lighting above with the lights on it. It should look really nice. So it might. What I might actually have is the tunnel right here. This just comes straight out into a bridge with a little gorge or something. Maybe right back there in the corner, just to give a nice little bit of something interesting for the eye to catch on to. So. But yeah, there'll be a couple of not big tunnels, but small tunnels, which is fine. I don't really have the space for it. Now, the attic, like I was talking about in the vertical that we were just doing, the vertical broadcast, that'll be up there. The main line on that is dog bone. So let's just say one track. Let's not talk about the reverse track going back the other way. So just a single track going one way is about 20-25 feet. So I am going to put a mountain up there, and we'll probably have a longer tunnel to where if I want to video it, I can get the camera down low, and we can watch the lights coming for a while, coming out at it. So so that is going to be coming. So I'm going to go ahead and anybody that's coming in off the horizontal that wasn't here off the vertical, I'm just going to go ahead and just recap real quick the 2 points that we had in the title. And then we'll move on to showing you guys the other stuff. We are doing, we're putting together 5-6 videos for the holidays that are just decorative scenes. We've got different trees, we've got different animated things, we've got trains running, we've got a little video fireplace in the background. It all just looks really good. We broadcast it yesterday for 7 hours and we got a lot of views. So apparently people liked it and they stayed with it for a long time. So we're going to be doing 5-6 more versions. We just set up the new one today, which we'll be going live with tomorrow. It's got more blue to it, blue ornaments, blue theme. Same train as yesterday. We'll switch over on the trains on Wednesday. We'll change out the trains. I'll probably put the Santa Fe on it, along with the Toy Story cars that I have. So that'll be coming on Wednesday. Yes, yeah. We're doing one tomorrow, Monday, Wednesday. We're going to do every other day, and we're going to switch it up. So you won't see the same setup again for about 12 to 14 days. And we're going to run these every other day all the way through a little bit past New Year's. So that's just a way of saying thank you. We want to put something up in the background. We've got Christmas music that goes with it. Holiday music, general holiday music, all copyright free stuff. So if you want to watch, just put it up on the TV and let it go. You'll have a train running, fireplace, tree, the whole works. So that's all coming. Different things with it. We've got nutcrackers, we've got glass, we've got some really neat glass figures that we're going to put in there. So we will be doing that. So the other thing is memberships. So we've been talking about doing memberships for a while. We now have our membership section. It's $2.99 a month. We've seen people as low as $1. We've seen people as high as like $15. And what we're doing is just we just set a low price, and we're gonna do like 2 live sessions a month that'll just strictly be for the membership. And I'm not sure what they're going to be, but there'll be something really cool. But it's not going to take away at all from anything that we're doing here. Anybody that comes into our normal channel is going to see the same amount of videos that we're doing right now. You'll be seeing the 2 to 3 videos a day that we put up. You'll see the lives that we put up, live sessions we put up every Sunday, possibly Saturdays. We may even, and then you're also going to see all the extra lives of the holiday ones all the way through the beginning of the year. Those won't go into the membership section. That's just going to be out on our standard channel. But if you thought about supporting us, keeping this going, everything that we're doing here, $2.99 a month, I figured that's a pretty good low amount. And you get some other things with the memberships. I don't remember what it is. My son set it all up, and he said there's like special chats and priority things for the members, and they get badges and stuff like that. Plus, then we'll have the 2 live streams a month. So, if you ever thought about how you can support this, the memberships would be a great way to do it, and you'll get some stuff out of it. Plus, it's just be great that if that would happen. So we'll see how that goes. So we started that. So you're gonna hear us talking about that from time to time as we're going along. So that's the two new things this week. Like I said, because of the holidays and the snow, we just didn't get much done. I picked out my 9 sections of track for the end scale for this jump track. So this week I'll be painting that, putting up the joists, getting that jump thing put across. And then we'll start. My son's, like I said, this is his last week. He has 2 days. He has to go to class. Once that's all done, we will be printing like crazy. You're going to see tons of skyscrapers coming. We're going to have, I think we found 12 or 14 files for skyscrapers. So we've got to work on them a little bit because they're not made for ends. So I'll have to do some scaling. So plus we got to tear them all apart. They're just coming as a single file, and we won't print that as a file. We print everything as multiple files. So we will be doing that. So you'll have through this area right here another 12, minimum of 18-inch high to maximum of 3 foot high. So that's all going to be coming. We'll be printing all of that over the next 7 weeks after he's off. And then you'll see a new building coming probably every 2 to 4 weeks after that as we get it built. We're just going to print everything, label it all as what goes to what, and we're just going to set it aside, and I'll just build them as I can. Because with the holidays here, I don't know if I'll have enough time to build everything, but we will have all of it here. And so that will be coming starting probably right after the holidays, first week of January. You'll probably see the first big building coming into place. I need to get this foundation with these I-beams made right here so we can put the big building right here in the Union Station. That's what's going to go right here. I've left this open for right now so I can get underneath here to work because this is where I'm going to drop my power feeds for the 3 main lines that are here. So I can just drop it and run the wires straight down the wood and to the bottom. And I'm going to set up an area down here where I have all my power feeds coming in and where I can just hook up and do what I need to do. So I. Okay, well, glad somebody's come back. They're here. And somebody asked about how tall the skyscrapers are going to be. So when I pick up the camera, I'll show you and I'll give you the size of some of the ones we already have, and I'll tell you about the size of the ones that we have coming. But generally, they're going to run anywhere from 18 inches to 36 inches high. I've got a 3 foot space from the height of the pink to the lowest shelf that I have up that I'm using for my lighting and for storage. I've got a 3 foot space. So we'll be going right up to that. I may take the shelves up a little bit higher, but to where we can clear a 3 foot tall building. In scale, that's enormous. That's pretty good size for HO. But for in scale, that's a massive skyscraper. So there'll be, I would say most of them are going to run at least 2 foot tall. Very few will be in the 18-inch because I've got enough smaller ones. So most of the stuff will be 2 foot tall, pushing between 2 and 3 foot. So I don't know, this is like a 20-story building right here, pretty close to a 20-story building, and that's an 18-inch high. So we're probably looking at 40 to 50-story tall buildings that are going to be right here. So that's pretty good size. But I'll pick this up and I'll show you what an 18-inch one looks like as far as the height goes. I'll put a car up next to it for comparison. So yeah, so they'll be good size buildings. Most of them are not most, but quite a few have got like the Art Deco styling to them. Some have got some really modern styling to them. And I showed you last week the foil paper that I'm going to be using for the inside for the windows that will be reflecting. Because some of them I won't be lighting up on the inside. We'll just be using external lighting and having the windows glow with like a daytime lighting, like you see, in most downtowns. So that's all coming. So yeah, so the buildings are going to be coming along pretty fast once he's off, along with a number of other little building projects that we've been holding off on getting done. So the printer is going to get a lot of use here pretty soon. We'll be printing every day, probably 8 hours a day, something like that, to get done what we want to get done while he's on break. He has the 7 weeks off, so we're going to take advantage of every day, and we're going to be printing everything. And I've got an order already for for somebody that lives fairly close to here for the elevated track in N scale, and he wants it. He wants a 3-foot loop, 2 tracks with a switch. 30 watts, about 32 inch, 32, 33 inch loop coming back on itself with an area where all the switches come together. So it's going to be challenging as far as the design work goes, but I'll be doing that as well. I'll probably show you guys what that looks like, because he's got it at the end of his run to where he can bring his trains back around and head back the other way. So he's got a dog bone as well. So he's just wanting an elevated track for that section of it. So, and I will be making a double track out of ours too. We'll be reconfiguring ours. That'll probably all happen over this break, this 7 weeks. So then you may not see everything during the 7 weeks, but after those 7 weeks, you will be seeing everything coming in. I'm going to print everything so that I'm not waiting for him to have some extra time, because he's going to get hammered next semester, I think, with the homework. So, but then I'll have everything labeled and in bags, and I'll just be able to build it and put it up, and we'll just have constant stuff going on. So, I can't remember if we talked about steam engines this time or last time, but if you're wondering about steam engines, we've got it on, I think, the last one on the vertical. So we've got that. All right, so I'm going to pick up the camera, and I'm going to show you the sizes of the buildings so you can get an idea of what to expect. And I'll show you some of this stuff, and then we did a car review, and I'll show you the reviews coming. I've got a stack of boxes of car reviews coming, so we'll show you that, which I just figured is just easier. Let me get some lights on here. There we go. All right, so let me grab the camera. All right, let me get my glasses. I don't know why I never think about getting the glasses first, so I can see the screen. Okay, so this building right here, let me get it so you can see the size. This is an 18-inch tall building, and I put, there's a coal car for comparison. Okay, so this will probably be the smallest of any of the skyscrapers that we're going to be printing. The 18-inch will probably be the smallest. So this is half the height of what our maximum size is. See, I can go all the way up, and I may have to bring these up just a little bit, but I probably maybe not. So we'll have between 2 and 3 foot. So this gives you an idea. Let me back this up. So if you've got a building sitting about that tall, you can see the coal car down there. So that's a big building. So we'll have between 12 and 14 of those that we're going to be doing. This back here, this is closer to a 2 foot tall right here. It's or maybe about a 20-inch back there. And you can see how much taller it is. Well, even though this is closer, you can definitely see there's the height difference. So this is getting closer to some of the heights of the tall ones we're going to be doing. And so you add like about another 10 inches right there. And that's what we'll be having all along here. This right here, this is probably going to be our biggest, probably, if not our biggest, one of our top buildings that's going to be sitting over the top of these tracks right here. It'll be a full 3-footer going all the way up with the Union Station sitting right beside it. This will probably be the first one we print, is going to be this along with all of this. So you'll see this coming before anything. So I want to get this in place, get those feeder lines going down, and this way I get all of this done. Because I'm going to put a parking lot underneath here, cars all lined up, and have the foundation for the skyscraper right here, and then a platform for the passenger train right there. All right, so then what we're going to do in our next build next weekend, this is the area right here I'm going to be doing. None of this is tacked down yet. I'll have all of this tacked down nice and straight, going around the curve and finishing up here, and I'll have almost all of this ballasted, and we'll just do ballasting right here next week in the build session. We'll do these 3 right here. Like I said, I've never done in-scale ballasting. It's really fine stuff, so I'm really going to have to get my mix correct as far as the detergent, dish detergent stuff in it, so that it will penetrate without beating up on the surface and rolling off. So I'll futz around with that, and I'll get it. I'll get the right mix. So because I haven't, it's fine, really fine versus the coarse. So I don't know how the penetration is going to be on that versus this for the detergent. So I'll have to play around with that, get that mix going. Now I showed you in the in the vertical. This is what I did get a little work done on this week. These are the supports, and they're all ready to go for painting. I got to do a little bit of filing right here. These are the supports for the bridge that's going to come across right here. The abutment goes right there, and then the three come across right there. I've got all of the. I have one left to do, but I've got all of the I-beams all sanded and ready to go. So I will be getting this put together too. This is probably maybe a 2-hour job right here to get this finished between the painting and doing assembly work on it. So I should be able to get that done this week as well. Okay, so then this is the track I was talking about that I finally got set aside. There's the 9 pieces that are going to go across. We're going to have a shelf a little bit wider than this, like this, up here that's going to come across. So I'm going to have the 3 tracks plus the 2 other tracks I need. So I'll need room for 5 tracks across this. But initially it's just the 3. So I've got my 9 pieces for that. So this is the car I was talking about that we just did the review on. This is that NAEX car, the North American ethanol plant. They did this. Walthers did an ethanol plant quite some time ago. And they made 2 cars. You can see back here, it's black and white on this, but this is a green car back there that's on the picture. And I had that one, but I don't have that one anymore. So I'm going to find it and get it. And I just love all the details. Let's get it in the light here. You can see all those great corn details and everything, the kernels, along with the leaves, with the shadows, the varying shadows. So this is a pretty rare car. Last time, I sold one of these about 8 years ago for, I believe it was $500. I've seen them as high 10 years ago selling for $700 and $800 a piece. And just recently, in the past month, I've seen them going for anywhere between $100 and $200 per car. Why, I don't know. There's just something rare about them. I guess because the billboard with the corn, people just really liked it, and since they made so few, that's what drove the price up. So anyway, that's there. We've got the top of this building finally printed, so I'll be gluing that on right here. This is where the wires are going to drop down from the N-scale above and be hidden by the building and coming down here, and I'll have a small little control area right there made. Okay, so I think that pretty well covers everything for what we're going to go over today with, like I said, just because the holidays, things weren't moving much. Let me get this set back up. All right. Okay. So you're going to see a whole lot of stuff coming here very soon, very, very soon. I mean, this was huge. This only took, if you guys recall, it only took me a week and a half to do all of this. That included doing the road bed down, glued down, everything painted like this with the base paints and the light paints and all of this stuff. So when I get to moving on this, it's really going to move quick. You'll see that coming fairly at a pretty rapid rate. So we'll get this, like I said, I'll get that wall finished up. I'm going to paint this wall at the same time I'm painting these supports for the high, since it's the same paint for the highway overpass. So hopefully this will be glued and installed before we get together with doing the ballasting, because I'd like to have that done. So I'm not trying to, because I have to actually dig some of the landscaping back away from the pink just a little bit, so that those walls will sit flush, and then I can take the landscaping right back up to it. So that's all coming. So anyway, so be looking for those videos starting tomorrow, every other day, for the train ones that we have upstairs. Now there are commercials in it. That's they'll have commercial breaks, but I mean, you're not going to miss anything. It's just the train going around and all the nice lights and all that. So we'll be doing that right now, and then we may change it over for the different holidays. We may put some themes up and give you guys something each holiday for that, like Easter and maybe Valentine's Day. I wish I thought about this because we have fantastic Halloween animated stuff from Lemax that we could have set out and had got like a tree with black and orange ornaments on it and stuff, maybe bats and things. So that'll be coming next year. So, but anyway, you'll get to see those coming. And as soon as we get this loop operational right here in the next week, we will be starting probably our live feeds of the trains running. We'll just set up the camera right here on something. I've got a thing I can clip it to, and we may either shoot this way or we'll shoot this way, depending upon what I have done in details. And we'll just start, we'll put 3 trains up and we'll let them go. We'll have 2 going one way, 1 going the other. And we'll just start doing some runs with the in-scale stuff that we have. I've got a lot of cars down here. So,
Firewood says good afternoon, and Josh says awesome layout. I can't wait to see more new stuff.
Great. So we said good afternoon. Glad you joined us, and I'm glad you want to stick around and see what we've got coming. I think you'll be happy you did, because there's going to be some good stuff. Give you some ideas for doing whatever you want to do on yours. So like I said, I'll start as I get into some builds, especially like when I'm doing the elevated, since that's all custom. I'll probably do some videos, maybe even some live of that, showing actually the process of building elevated tracks. I know everybody loves elevated tracks. I do too. That's why I'm doing them on both scales. So I'll show you how easy it is to build an elevated track. And there's really nothing to it, and you can make it fit. We'll show you how to do the windows on the buildings, either whether we're doing the reflective or the easy way of doing the shades, to where you can have multiple shade heights and stuff. So we'll show you how to do that really easy. That's all coming in the next couple of months, along with doing the ballasting and continuing the stuff. We will be doing water effects. Back up here where the mountain's going to go, I'm going to have a small creek. So when we get ready to do that, I'll show you how to if you haven't seen something already, most people already have, but I'll show you how I do my painting effects to make it look like the creek or the river's got depth in the middle versus the sides. It's all a blending effect with your acrylics before you do your pour. So we'll be doing all of that back here. So that's all coming. So by spring, there should be quite a bit done in here. We'll have our backgrounds up. We'll have most of the stuff going. And once I get this really in hand up here on the in scale, even though I'll be working on the HO, we'll go up and we'll start working on the dog bone. And that'll be the one that I can run long trains on. Like I've said in the past, this one I'm only going to be running between 10 and 15 car trains. Any more than that, it'll really show how small this room is if I try to run more than that. Whereas up there with 30-foot long stretches, 25, 30-foot long stretches, just going one direction, not counting the reverse on the dog bone, being like a 50-foot main line. So that's pretty good. I can run, cars are like 3 inches, so I can easily run like 50-car trains and not even get close to being able to see it catching itself. So,
Josh says same here. I love elevated track.
Yeah, I do too. Guy said same here. He loves elevated track. Yeah. I think it's one of the neatest things. Like I said, there's a layout called City's Edge. That's where I got my inspiration from on how to do it, on what it should look like. They don't have anything on how to build it. They just show it with the stuff running, and I always loved it. So I think I've pretty well got it figured out now as to what I need to do to make mine look good. And so I'm going to show you how to do it, how to make it if you want. And if there's things you need, we can get together about that. If like these uprights and stuff, the I-beam supports and things like that, that's all custom. But if you're needing something like that, we can figure something out. So we'll help you with it. So if it's a project you wanted to do and you're not quite sure how to do it, watch the series we've got coming up on doing that reversing loop. And if it's something you want and you'd like some help on it, we'll be happy to give you a hand.
Hardwood says that's one of my favorite layouts.
Yeah, somebody said that's one of his favorite layouts. Yeah, mine too. That was a lot of inspiration for the skyscrapers, the detailing we're doing, everything. So, yeah, so it's gonna be a fun project to get this done. A lot of, as those of you who've been with us, it's changed a lot. As you know, we weren't supposed to do 3 tracks down here. We were only going to do 2. Now we got 3, but we eliminated the 2 back there. or now we're making 2 on the elevated. So, and a point to point. So it's just changed, and I'm glad we waited on getting the rest of the stuff printed and done. It actually kind of worked out, so that once we got the track figured out how much we were going to have, we were able to work the rest of the details out as far as what's going to go where. So it's it'll be good. It'll be good. So just hang with us through the winter, and look for great videos for the lives that we've got coming up. And again, if you want to go read about the memberships, it'll all tell about it and everything. But if not, don't worry about it, because you're not going to lose any of what you're seeing here. Like I said, you're going to get the same amount of content that we've been doing through just our regular channel. You're not going to see any difference there. We're not going to be putting like half of it in membership and half of it with our regular. You'll still get exactly the same amount of videos, if not more. That'll just be a couple extra we'll film each month. So that should do it. Like I said, got a new artwork up. I'll put up another one next week. I'll just change out every week. We'll show you one of the new pieces. Well, it's not new. I did that back in, I don't know, 2000 something, early. So, but anyway.
Josh asked if the elevated tracks are going behind the skyscrapers.
Okay, so somebody asked if the elevated tracks are going to go behind the skyscrapers. They'll be in front and behind. I did forget to talk about that this time, and if you didn't catch it in one of the previous lives, this area right here, this whole area right here, right on the top of either the rock or the retaining wall, is all going to be skyscrapers, varying heights of skyscrapers, so that when we're filming and we got the camera down low, it's just going to be this wall of buildings overlooking the tracks. So this is where this is pretty much going to be. The elevated is going to be back here. We'll have a couple of rows of buildings here, and then we'll have a couple of rows of buildings behind it. So it'll actually be splitting the skyscrapers in the city right in half. The main boulevard for the road is going to be right underneath the elevated track. So we're going to have a highway, roadway below it, and then crossroads that will go, that will define each of the blocks for the buildings and their areas. That will go underneath the elevated. So there'll probably be a total of like 3 of those here. So yeah, it'll be mixed in. So sometimes we might have a big building like right next to the elevated tract where it disappears completely, but other times that when we're filming and doing stuff, you'll be able to see the elevated with the towers on either side. So it'll just be kind of a mix, but yes, it will be going. Like if we're filming right here, we got the tripod set up and things, and have the camera like right here, you'll be able to see, because we'll probably have a lower building like maybe right here. If we have the right angle, you'll be able to see the train come right between like 2 big buildings right here, and everything, weathered and done up and everything. So lights, the whole works. So it'll be a really good combination of both the mostly tall but few shorts in, so you can actually see the train running. We'll put the shorts closest to the tracks. For the most part, except for maybe 1 or 2 skyscrapers. Otherwise, the skyscrapers will be to the back edge and the front edge. Just to give that feel of like a canyon. That's right there, a canyon of buildings, like you see. So that's how we'll address that situation. So right here, you'll have nothing but tall buildings right here, so that when the elevated comes around and comes back behind it, you'll see it poking through the gaps between the buildings. So you'll just see it kind of occasionally there. But then like right here, we'll have the big station, and this whole area be kind of open right here. So you'll be able to watch the elevated come all the way through to like right here. So if we set the camera up right here, you'll be able to see quite a bit of action with the elevated. So that's how we're going to address that, is just creating 2 walls of buildings with the valley, the canyon right between for the tracks.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. It sounds great. It took a lot of thought on how to do this, how we wanted to make it. Again, because we have limited space, to try to get the most bang for our buck in the size that we've got. And I think we've pretty much figured it out now. So now it's just a matter of getting it built, printed, painted, and in place. And like I said, this only took a week and a half to do the lower level, so that's not going to take me any time up there. The only thing that takes time up here is sanding the buildings, because we use PLA, and you have your layering. So it turns into a process. We get the building, we make a flat, and then all the pieces that go on it for any kind of trim are printed separately, so that when I get this flat, I can take it downstairs. I've got a palm sander that I use. I get rid of all of the layering on all the pieces, so that everything is perfectly smooth. It takes me about 10 minutes is all, just to sand it. And then we put the trim back on top. So it's a good process. It's a lot. It's health. I'm not gonna say any of it's healthier, because none of it is. It's all got fumes, but this does not put out nearly the fumes as a resin. When we started looking at them, it said, oh, if you got a resin printer, you need to vent it to the outside, and you got to have it encased and all this. And the fumes are terrible and cause all kinds of bad things. We can say that about anything and everything. I realize that these days, but this doesn't have nearly the fumes using PLA versus resin. So it takes me a little more work to do, but that's all right. I don't mind taking 10, 15 minutes to sand everything and make it to where we don't have to worry about the fumes in the house. Because my son has the printer set up in his bedroom. When we start doing the attic, we're going to move everything up there, probably get a second printer so we can print things faster. But if we had to have a resin, it'd probably already have to be in the attic. We'd have to have some kind of major covering for it and venting to the outside. And that's a lot of work and takes up a lot of space. Whereas our printer sits on a I don't know, piece of wood that's like this big by this big, and that's it. And that's all we have to have. So that's we're just learning all these things as we go, and we'll show you. Maybe I'll actually even maybe on one of the skyscraper prints, we'll actually set the camera up for a live feed, and you guys can watch it actually print out the sides of the building. It's actually kind of mesmerizing just watching the thing go. So maybe we'll do that on one of these that's coming up in the next 7 weeks. We'll probably, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, probably will do that. We'll probably just show you how it does it and how we get it. Usually takes, like this building right here, that was one plate, 2 plates. That was 2 plates that we had to put together to print everything, because the plate is 10 by 10. So we had so each plate took, when it printed, I think it was about 3 hours around there. So that was like a 6-hour print. So we won't have it run, the full 6 hours. We may just like do a live for maybe about an hour, hour and a half, and you can see how it all comes together. So we'll do that. We'll do that coming up this holiday time off season. So yes, so I think you guys got a good idea of where we're going, what we've done, where it's been. I know for a long time I kept saying I'm going to get this, I'm going to get to this, and as you can see, we are now getting to it. So it has just been taking a little bit of time to develop, but we're there now. So as we work and things get done, I'm able to complete sections that I need to. Because like the bridge, like I talked about in the past one, the bridge is going to come across here. We're going to have a bridge coming across right there, a highway bridge coming across right there, and then probably a highway bridge coming across right here. And we've got something we're thinking about, toying around with an idea on that would be pretty funny, that would make this really stand out on its own. I'm not going to say anything about it, but it has to do with the fascia, and it has to do with the bridges. So if we decide we're going to go that way, there's a couple reasons why we might not, and it has to do with fragility of what I'm working with. So if it seems like once I get this kind of done and it looks like I don't have to worry about it too much, we may actually do this, because it's going to look pretty neat, and it gives a reason for why everything looks the way it looks. So, but we'll see. So that's something coming. If we decide to do it, we'll make an announcement about it, and we'll do a video series on it when we get to that point. All right.
Good evening.
Somebody's here and says good evening. Well, good evening. Yeah, it's getting to be that point. We still got light coming in, but that'll be changing here pretty quick, because it's been overcast, like I said, with all that snow we got. We got a foot of snow from Friday night through Sunday morning at 6 a.m. So I spent a lot of time during that period out shoveling. We got a really long driveway, and it takes us about an hour to do the driveway and our front sidewalk. So we were out about 5 times. So we spent about 5 hours out there. So it's getting starting to get a little darker now, but yeah. So the snow wrapped up I guess. Yeah, it was about 6. And so this morning we got ours done. It's all melted now. Everything underneath is now, the snow is here for a while. So our temperatures this next week, we're looking at highs in the teens and some days single digits, and we've got some days below 0. So it's going to be a good time to be in here just working. Unfortunately for my son, and he's got to go to school, and he has to drive 40-something miles each way. It's going to be cold on those days. My wife runs down to the next city down, and she has to, it's about 30 minutes each way for her. And I'm just here in town. I'm fortunate. I'm local, I'm close. So, but anyway, with all the temperatures coming and stuff, but then he's done, and then she's done in a couple of weeks for the holidays. So, not too much to have to put up with. But anyway, so we're going to get a lot done. We're going to get a lot done here now that everybody's into build mode and can't do anything outside. I don't like doing anything outside anyway. I let the yard go this year and probably let it go next year too. I mean, it's not where our neighbors complain. For me, I just didn't do all the manicuring like I normally do. I kept everything cut and done, but I'm kind of done with that now. So we'll be just spending more and more time doing this stuff. We do have some good live feeds coming up in addition to the holiday ones that we're doing. We're going to a couple of places starting this month and next month that we'll be doing some live stuff on the weekends. It's not shows, but there's some things we're going to go do. We do have our show coming up. I'm not sure we're going to go to the one up in Stevens Point or not, the train show yet, but we do have Mad City coming up in February, and that's going to be a huge show, and we will do a live there like we did for Train Fest. So that'll probably be an hour and a half, 2-hour live stream there. So you guys will get to see all the manufacturers and everything. So that'll be a fun day that we'll be doing. So I think if there's no other questions or anything, I think we'll wrap this up. I talked a little longer. I get long-winded. I talked a little longer than I was planning on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed between the vertical that we did, the vertical live and the horizontal. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And so just stay tuned, and you'll see tomorrow what we're going to do. We'll probably put like that 5-hour live up. So if you, like I said, if you missed the other one, it's in our live section, the other holiday one. So anyway, we'll be signing off here pretty quick.
Modeling says, "Darn, I always miss it."
Missed what?
I guess the live stream here.
Oh,
you just tuned in.
So we just tuned in, and I'm sorry you missed it. Well, we'll hang out for a few more minutes. If there's anything you have a question about, let us know. But anyway, that'll be fun starting tomorrow, and every other day will be the new live stream. So keep watch for that. And it'll be different. Like I said, you won't see the same one for at least almost 2 weeks at the every other day type of thing. So anyway, hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend. I hope you had if you're here in the States, I hope you had a good holiday weekend. Everybody was safe. There was a lot of problems up in Minnesota. I think it's at a 600-car pileup on the interstate up there. I saw the video footage from that, and that was terrible. I hope everybody was safe. There were no injuries. I'm sure there was some injuries, but I hope there were no deaths with that. I haven't seen the details on it, but if you're a part of that, I hope you're okay. Or if you had family, I hope everybody's okay. So anyway, everybody take care, and we will see you next week.
Josh says, "Have a good night," and Modeling Steel says, "No biggie, I'll just listen to the replay."
Okay, yeah, the replay, it should almost be up there pretty quick. They've been loading up almost instantly when we've shut it off, so you should have it here pretty fast. You can watch either one. Basically, we covered the same in each. If it's better for the horizontal, just watch this one, or the vertical if you don't mind that one. If you're just on your phone, that one may be better too. So you can choose either format. All right, so we will see you all next, because you won't see us in the live feeds that are coming up this week. It's just the trains running and the holiday decor. So next week we will be doing we will be having the build session, like I said, with the ballast. And so if you have any questions, just let us know.
Ironwood says, "Take care," and Josh says, "Bye."
All right, you guys too. Everybody have a good week, and we will see you next weekend. So hope you enjoyed it and have a good one.